Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGod. In today's video, we're going to focus on Treyarch's live stream and specifically the multiplayer section. I did the same exact thing for the blackout portion of the stream, so in case you missed that, go ahead and check out the channel. So within the video, they're going to go ahead and discuss the brand new specialists, their equipment, and also the brand new 3 weapons that they're going to be adding to the game, which includes a shotgun, an SMG, and a melee weapon. They also go into a little bit of detail on the balancing changes that are going to happen in multiplayer as well. I didn't talk a bunch during this video, so you can see exactly what they're talking about throughout the video, but I do share some of my opinions as the video goes on.
Would love to.
Awesome.
So as you said, today is the last day of Season 2, so get out there and finish that season out, because tomorrow it all kicks off with Operation 3 Grand Heist, and this is our biggest operation yet. This is something that the team has been working on really hard for the last few months to bring this to the fans. It is the beginning of the season tomorrow. That means that there is a ton of content.
Tell us how many tiers
planned throughout the season. So I want to make sure that our fans know that this is this is the kickoff. This is the beginning. So a lot of the stuff that you see in the trailer that we just watched is going to be available from day one. Some of it's going to come throughout the season. Some of it's going to come a little bit later. Some of it's going to come every week. So we have a lot of exciting action planned across multiplayer, blackout, and zombies.
Well, to maybe for anybody that wants to sort of take a little bit of a deeper dive, we just released a blog post that has a roadmap for the operation.
Correct.
Finally,
so
a
you get a
roadmap,
bit
which
of a
was
feel
nice.
for sort of generally what is coming when, but also get a good feel for the fact that, like, we've got spring, summer, fall operations planned.
That's right. 6 operations planned throughout the year, and those are up on the blog post as you mentioned.
Yep, these are the ones we kind of talked through.
This week is
So
when it all kicks off.
the
So
left
I
side
wanna
right
walk
here
our
is the
fans
launch week.
through,
So this is what we're going to see on the
series of
first.
events that are going to happen this week. Tomorrow is the big update. Of course, for multiplayer, the big thing that you're going to notice right off the bat is Outrider's coming. Outrider is a fan favorite specialist from Black Ops 3. I think a lot of people have been asking for Outrider to make her return in this game. We have done some overhauls to her mechanics.
Yeah,
Of
it's
course,
a
the
low
Sparrow
number, 6 operation.
is
That
a
means 2
favorite.
months
I mean,
each,
that's
right?
one of the most rewarding weapons that we've probably ever released in the game.
Yeah.
And we've made it even better this time around. One of the big changes you're going to notice with the Sparrow is that it performs just as good when firing from the hip as it does when ADS. The benefit that ADS gets you is you get to get zoomed in for longer range combat. But that just makes it feel like it's just much more satisfying, rewarding, and more flexible. You can use in all different situations. Her Hawk is the new piece of equipment that she has, and that's a little mini drone. So Hawk and Sparrow are her 2 items.
So hopefully they show some stuff with the Hawk.
You can fly, park it in a location, and it will automatically tag any enemies that walk through that camera's field of view from wherever you've left it parked.
Oh.
We also see the return of party games.
That's right, one in the chamber, first one tomorrow, which I'm sure Matt will go into in a little bit more detail. That's one of our favorite modes from Black Ops 1, and when we did the party games back then and kicked that off. It's a very different way to play. It's kind of like a mix between slower and tactical and fast-paced sometimes and chaotic. It gets pretty crazy, those tense moments when you're one-on-one with somebody who you don't know if they have a pistol, if they have a bullet or not in their chamber. And then, of course, there's a series of others that are planned throughout the season, which you can find on the blog. And yeah, it's really exciting. That's going to kick off tomorrow.
Well, I mean, while we've still got plenty to talk about in the Operation 3 front, there's still a pretty large tuning pass for tomorrow as well, which we want to get into.
Yeah, that tuning pass is wild.
Now, just to kind of, I mean, what are we forgetting? It's like we've got a couple new weapons coming tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we've got
the
some
new
new
streak?
weapons coming. We've got the Rampage full auto shotgun, which is a lot of fun. We haven't had a full auto shotgun in this game yet, so in playtesting it's always a tough weapon to get right, but it's so satisfying to use, and we think we're
be overpowered. Let's see how it looks.
So we're really excited to get that in players' hands. It's got its own unique
Oh,
set of
yeah, look at
attachments,
that.
just like all the other guns, so it indexes a little bit more.
Look at that
on
extended
handling,
mag, 12
actually,
shots.
And it's got more.
It's going to feel like a SG-12 a little bit.
Mechanic where you want to get more pellets on target in order to maximize damage, so your accuracy is actually going to come into effect more than with some of the other shots.
They're using that the drone.
Then there's the
so you
the
park it.
Yeah, we got the Switchblade, which is a really fun SMG. It actually folds into kind of like a briefcase sort of shape and back again, so it fits in with the Heist theme.
Wow,
It's,
it actually targets
because
the
of its
area like
folding,
that?
Modular nature. It's more of a
I guess you're
lightweight
vulnerable
SMG,
when you
so
call
it's
it in.
very fast handling, fast to reload. It fits in actually to some of the balance changes we've done to make sure that there's that it has a little bit of room for it. There's room to get some of the other guns to focus on their core strengths and make some more room for the
auto shotgun.
Switchblade.
Yeah,
so
what
it's gonna
game
have its own
needed.
place within the SMG class. That's getting a balance pass as part of this operation as well.
And I mean, so especially whenever you get into you know, map locations like casino and sort of fitting the theme of Grand Heist, we've got a new melee weapon as well that fits right into the mix.
That's right.
It looks like a hammer.
The cash, grab the money bag, and then smack players in the face with it. There's a money bag melee weapon, so it's just, we're just thinking of ways to have fun with the operation. New melee weapons, and that is the new melee weapon.
Exactly, Call of
cash, smack people with it. A couple coins might fall out. So it's a lot of fun just to run around the map with that thing.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Or
For the next operation, maybe we could live stream that creative brainstorm, sort of like how,
You don't want to see that.
Yes.
how we get to that one. Anything else that we want to cover on the multiplayer?
They didn't show
before we
the
dive
SMG.
into
They just talked
tuning
about
pass
it.
Stuff?
What about the rifle?
Well, one thing we kind of breezed over, but there's two brand new maps. that are
Yeah, it
coming
sounds
with
like a
Operation to
play-around
multiplayer.
weapon.
One is called Lockup. The other one is called Casino. And Lockup is set in an LAPD kind of police headquarters that's been assaulted. The bad guys.
Not a fan of
still
those
the
doors
evidence
like
in
that.
One of their cases against them.
Just
There's a
be
picture
open.
behind it. And then of course Casino is, as its name would imply, is a casino based in.
Just explain that
Just
to me.
right on
Multiple
the
levels.
Right
so
on,
people can
okay,
shoot it
got
from
it.
the top,
And
bottom.
And
Reading
it's
into
based in Monaco, so it's kind of got that European flair, very ornate, very opulent kind of.
So this is the Switchblade
old world
SMG right here.
casino
This is the
building
brand new
with,
SMG.
Formula One racing happening all around it. So it's pretty awesome. These two maps.
So
are very
36
different.
magazine.
If you look at.
It doesn't look like it has
the
extended
difference
mags.
between the two, Lockup really is about.
Later I found out that that is actually with extended mags, because normally it's going to only have a 24 magazine capacity. With extended mags or hybrid mags, you're going to bump it up to that 36 number you see in the game. 37's already in the game.
So one more thing.
Never mind.
I don't know if we,
Thinking the AN,
if we made the
but
point or
no.
not, but the operation is going to be going on
P90
for
a little
like,
bit though. It's kind of short, like a
Couple
P90.
months, yeah.
Couple months.
It's going to be going through
Yeah.
March and into April as well.
So what that means for us,
2 month
there's gonna be more
operation
things
again?
coming throughout the operation, right? There's a lot
Hopefully.
of stuff dropping right here at the
They need more
start.
stuff to drop
And then of
throughout.
course we've got more. Again, we can't say what those things are or whatever, but just
I'm sure we'll have plenty of teasers along
There's
the
a
way.
lot coming.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's jump into tuning pass stuff. So, in addition to Operation 3, there's plenty of updates planned for tomorrow. We will have some stuff to talk about a little bit later on the Blackout front with multiplayer. What's in store?
Well, so we put the balance changes that we're doing out actually on Friday, so they're out there. Some people may have seen them, you may not.
Yeah,
So
1
you
month
can check out
operation
the
would have been
Reddit
better.
blog post to see that, and of course we'll go over at a higher level here rather than going through every single change. But really, the way we've actually for weapon balance, from how we look at it in the analytics and data, it's actually the best it's been in a game at this time in the past few months. So we've been a little bit hands off, but at the same time, we want to freshen the game up. We want to address the issues that the community has been talking about and experiencing. And really, this game, we're taking more of an approach of a community-focused, more focus on the community feedback.
They have to do like 3
than
of those
just kind of
things.
Data-driven.
Like,
and we want to
for
hear
like
what
3
people have
weeks
to
an
say. We
event,
wanna
3
hear
weeks an event,
what
3
their
weeks an event,
take on
while
the
the
various issues with
thing's
game
going
are.
on.
And that's been
you
actually
get 9
really
weeks
successful, and it's been great to
worth of
get all the
events
feedback
within
from the
the
community. So
the
we've been
thing.
reaching out a lot, and so that helped inform on kind of not just like what we do exactly, but how we do it, or just getting extra opinions on this pass.
Has the community of fans had much feedback?
Yeah, well, it's great. It's more data really, like
Yeah.
every single. But we get to read it individually, and kind of there's sometimes a little bit of detail that's hidden can actually be a gem.
Hey,
of
what up,
insight.
Icy Blue? What's going on?
You never know where it might come
Yeah,
from.
Mini
So
J God
one thing
hanging
that we
out
heard
right
a lot
there.
of, number one, was the Titan. That was the number one piece of feedback we got. As far as our whole player base goes, there's people aren't quite happy with where it's at right now. So we're going to make some adjustments to that, bring the Titan kind of where players' expectation is for it, and we're doing that by a couple different ways. Really, it's about making it feel fair in a heads-up gunfight, so you feel like you have a good chance against it. And also, some players have, we've had the issue of it taking down score streaks a little too quickly, so we're taking down its ability to do that a little bit. Still going to be strong. We want to keep the core feel of it. That's important of it, right?
Absolutely.
That the guns still feel powerful. So the Titan was kind of the first one from the community perspective, and it matched up
thanks,
what we
Icy.
were seeing. So that was an easy one to knock out.
If I'm not mistaken, there were a couple, and this kind of gets us into sort of the competitive feature set. There were a couple updates made to weapons that sort of we wanted to make sure that we got out in front of this week's CWL action as well. And it's probably worth mentioning as we kind of head into these updates that League Play goes live on Thursday.
Yes.
So.
League Play Thursday.
Yeah, League Play's going live.
So SOG9, what else is?
So I mean,
no worries, Icy. Thank you.
Will affect, now talking about assault rifles and SMGs kind of as a class, right?
Yeah.
Because it all kind of ties in together. That's going to affect the majority of players right there between those two classes. So we really wanted to get the balance right within those classes. We like how many, there's about 4 to 3 or so ARs to SMGs. We like that balance. That feels good for players. But within the class, we're seeing like too many Spitfires, right? Or too many SOGs.
Yep.
And then on the AR side, maybe too many Maddoxes. And when we also see that mirrored in the public match and the competitive play, that's when it's a sign that there might be a problem there. We feel like we're really getting it right when the pros are using different guns than are popular in pubs, because that means those are the skill-based guns. So that's where we like to be, ideally. And we see that with some guns, like the ICR, for example, is really popular with the pros. So when it comes to that, we took that pass to balance across those classes, and there was an opportunity there as well to address some feedback that was coming straight from the pros, specifically on the SOG. So the pros are so good that they can notice when the speed gets a little bit too fast for when it starts to mess with their gun mechanics. And the SOG is actually having that issue with its base movement speed, with its stock movement speed, and we're getting direct feedback. There's so there's a whole loop of things that the pros know more about there. And we wanted to address that. So we took down the speeds.
No,
of the
no,
SOG
it's
down to a
all the
reasonable
changes
amount
coming
for an
through
SMG.
Tuesday.
Actually, as a gun,
Tomorrow.
it was faster than all the other SMGs, which was something we were toying with this archetype. It doesn't need that in order to be good. So we're going to bring that back down. That's also going to help with the overall pacing of the game for competitive and pubs. So that's really mainly, the SOG was mainly about its speed. Other than that, it's going to play very much the same. So when we take the SOG down a little bit, we have to think about the next gun that all the pros and players have been gravitating towards, which is the Maddox. That gun's kind of been sucking players in towards it over time. We're seeing more and more players move towards it. So in order to stem that off, make sure that it doesn't become a one-gun meta in the pro or the public scene, we want to take the Maddox down a little bit and as well elevate some of the other assault rifles. So hopefully what we see is some better pacing,
Rampart's going to be disgusting,
across
people.
the board, and then more guns that are going to be relevant in competitive and public.
Big time disgusting.
All right. We've got Miles in a pre-recorded segment kind of walking us through Casino and Lockup in greater detail. Before we kick it off to Miles, is there anything else that you guys wanted to cover, particularly on the MP front?
I mean, I can touch on the just kind of additional tuning with score streaks.
Absolutely.
I don't want to say that Tony's FMJ2 was preventing devastating score streaks, but we came to an agreement. No, I mean, it's a good point. Tony, Kevin, and myself kind of looked at very specific, what is FMJ2 doing to certain vehicles? So we've increased some vehicle health.
Hey, no worries,
I
Icy.
Strafe run, for example. On the strafe run again, it still wasn't quite hitting our targets. So we're doing a big buff pass more than anything for the score streaks. We made the cost adjustments earlier in the year, I believe it was. So we're still just fine-tuning the score streaks, and I think a big one for the score streaks that I've seen some positive feedback on was that score streak kills in modes with friendly fire, hardcore, your Pro Series mosh pit. Those won't actually contribute towards the team kill kick limit. There's a lot of times that you're afraid to call in a strafe run in hardcore because it could potentially get you kicked. So we're that's one of those times where we've kind of held sacred to that, and you know what, we're gonna make a change there, and so you're not gonna get kicked with score streak kills after tomorrow. There may be some additional punishments needed there if it becomes a problem, but we're gonna put that out.
Shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Goes. So overall, just a few buffs here and there for score streaks. So I'm hoping that's gonna be good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Then on the specialist side as well, we got a few changes coming in. Consistent feedback we've been getting, things we've been feeling here in the studio. Some of the specialist abilities that are.
I don't know how they didn't nerf Zero again.
There's not enough counterplay there, so we're focusing on.
Needs to hack players before equipment.
That are frustrating you. So 9-bang, we got a couple new ways to fight against that. You can change stances. You can see a little bit better through it. You won't put the tactical
yes,
mask,
Phoenix. Yeah, that does suck.
The Seeker drone getting very
They
popular.
need to get rid of that.
That's gonna
But I think they have a couple more
shoot that thing
exclusives.
with the shot, you're gonna be able to take it out.
In the middle.
I think small enough, it should go down to a bullet.
ahead,
That's how we
and
felt
once I'm done, I'll
in
go
play
help you.
testing, so it feels like there is
I
a
can't,
proper
I'm
counter.
streaming.
So that's one of the changes too. And of course, we have Outrider coming in, who's really gonna mix up the whole specialist meta. So we got to see how she comes in, where the cards fall.
I don't think so. I think Zero's still
she's
gonna be a
just been a
problem.
lot of fun to develop. She's kind of actually been easy to develop because she's just been really fun right out of the gate. We just make tweaks, and everyone's been enjoying playing with her. And I think the secret to that is that not only is the Sparrow super satisfying to use, it's got a scope on it now. You can use it at a long range, you get that zoom, and it's just overall more polished and smooth than it's been before. But her Hawk drone is so satisfying to use. You really get a different gameplay flow and pace to throw out your drone, fly it around, pilot it to just wherever you want, which based on the game mode or the map or your play style, you can use it differently depending on any of those. And not only that, but you put it there, and now the enemies actually have a really interesting way to interact with that. It's super satisfying to see an Outrider flying her camera around and you shoot it out of the sky, right? So there's some good back and forth there. She's fun to play. She's also just as fun to fight against.
Cool. All right.
So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, typically cover Call of Duty content related to news, in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, and tips and tricks on how to improve at Call of Duty. If that's the type of content you typically like to watch, make sure you do hit that subscribe button so you can find your way back to the channel. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.